Hi guys, it's Robyn from Australia. It's probably about 4 p.m. here in Australia on a Sunday afternoon, so I thought I'd get on and have some time with all of you to do some readings. I accidentally turned the live stream on a minute ago, so I noticed a couple of people had jumped on. So I was actually doing something else and accidentally pressed go. Okay, so we'll wait till some people get back in the room, and hopefully the people that jumped in a minute ago will notice that I'm back on. So, okay, so how is everyone today? I'm fine today. I've actually started a sort of like a keto diet a week ago, and I'm feeling better already, which is fantastic. Hi Steve, how you going? Kira, how you going? Okay, so I'll let some people get into the room first, because I've got an itchy nose now, haven't I? I always get nervous when I come on here, so I sort of drag the chain. Okay, so how about we start off with a reading for all of us. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Hi, Luke. Going well, Luke. Is this my Luke or is this a different Luke? How you going, Casey? Okay, well let people get in the room. We'll just see what we've got here for all of us today. Okay, so what have we got? Crown chakra. Trapped in fear, which a lot of people are at the moment. New beginnings. And positive movement forward. So this is a reading which is sort of for all of us as a, consciousness. So at the moment we have the crown chakra, trapped in fear, new beginnings, and positive movement forward. So I mean, most people, of course, your crown chakra is your highest self, pretty much. It's an opening to, psychic experiences and or communications, etc. It's our higher self, basically. Trapped in fear. A lot of us are trapped in fear at the moment with what's happening in the world, which is, understandable. New beginnings, so something new is ahead, and positive movement forward. So we'll just have a little look in the book and see what this is telling us, in a short way. I won't do the whole lot. Okay, this book's got about four chapters for each number. So, excuse my, there we go. Crown chakra. Okay, so the crown chakra is, the colour's violet, the sound is Om, the element is thought, the gland is pineal, which is the one that, oh, thank you, Luke. Likes what's going on in the background there. Pineal gland. So that is the gland that we use for our psychic and other sort of awareness. And the I know is the key word. So basically, the crown chakra, okay, located at the top of the head, it's called the 1,000-petaled lotus, the receiver of light. So this chakra is the centre of your link with the universe, the infinite, and your higher consciousness. So it's the connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. So basically, to balance this chakra, find that meditation, breathwork, yoga, spiritual healing, acupuncture, and colour therapy work best. So when properly aligned, your crown chakra will expand to a point where it's possible to access and tap into the deepest sources of wisdom. And now we've had this energetic shift from 3 to 5D for those that have been working on themselves in that way, for me, 20 odd years. You'll be moving more into that, so that's a bit more relevant now. The next one was trapped in fear. Where are we? Nope, missed it. I'll tell you, this is so annoying. Trapped in fear. So basically, the message is, without reading the whole thing, So, okay, so this card reveals that it's actually your own fear that has you immobilised and trapped, preventing you from making decisions or choices, which, you know, for all of us, the main barrier is usually ourselves. Okay, so this sort of talks about seeking wise counsel for assistance. You don't have to do this alone, but know that you possess all the tools that you need to free yourself. And they all say that, you know, everything we need is within us already. We know the answers. It's just accessing it. So that was the second card. The following card was New Beginnings, which for me that would be relevant because I'm thinking of moving closer to my children at the moment who are, you know, young adults, and there's some babies sort of in the mix, so I'm wanting to get a bit closer. So New Beginnings. Each and every journey begins with the all-important first step. So when this card presents itself in your reading, it's confirming that it's time for you to take a brave leap of faith, but be prepared as you do so. So this card represents that a great new adventure is awaiting you. So, okay, so that's brilliant. And it says, don't conform to what society or other individuals expect of you at this time. During this time, be like an innocent child with fresh eyes and give yourself permission to live, play, love and laugh. And also that being like a child thing is like if you hand it to God and the universe, then they can deliver what's necessary for you to make the move. Because if you overthink it, you sort of stymie, you know, their assistance, you know, because you're only saying to them you only want it to come in a certain way, which isn't how the universe works. So the following card was positive movement forward. So as I said, this is a reading, so I'll post this on YouTube, this you know, show, and go back and have a look later if you've missed it. But this is just a reading for everyone at the moment, because, you know, we all sort of, whatever we resonate with that we're attracted to, everyone else that goes to that, you know, thing is also at that same vibrationary level. Hang on, where are we? Here we go. Right. Can't find it. Positive movement. Power. Here we go. Positive movement forward. So you're a true artisan, for you have the craft, skills, knowledge, gifts and talents to assist you even more to advance in a positive direction. So that's brilliant. The number 8 always denotes prosperity and abundance, but in this case, it's your efforts that have gotten you to this point. So go you. Good for you. This card often comes forth to honour and recognise individuals who are in the fields of art, design, music and education. So when you follow and build on your passion, the soul can truly express itself and can then assist you to move closer to your highest good. An opportunity could suddenly come up with an offer for an apprenticeship. It doesn't have to be just that sort of offer. Notice if there are areas of passion that are trying to manifest into your world. And of course, passion, if you follow your passion, then your work doesn't become work, you know. It's sort of like, it's just like play because you love doing it. When they arise, you'll have ample moments to share them with others. So that is your passions. Okay, so that's for everyone. There might be something in that somewhere for everyone on some level. So like I said, if you go to YouTube after this, if you've missed the start, you can hear the whole little reading. Okay, so let's have a look, see who's on today. Go back up here. Howdy to everyone. Someone's asking me what I think of crystals. I love them. I don't know if you can. Hang on, there's a cabinet there. I did markets for years. Started off selling my artwork, and then I started selling crystals because I thought, well, you can only wear so many. So I do sell crystals. I don't go to the markets anymore because my back's not real great, but I personally love them. Yeah, and there are healing qualities in all, you know, crystals, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on crystals. It's whatever you're guided to, or rather pulled to. You know, if you go into a shop and all of a sudden, and even if you find something in a creek or wherever and you feel guided to pick it up, pick it up. I mean, that's calling out to you, that's for you. So, you know, they don't have to be expensive, but they do have healing properties, yeah. Okay, so Luke, could I have a general reading? Yes. Okay, so this is for Luke. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it starts off with the Three of Cups here. So you're feeling sort of cast out at the moment. This is what this card means to me. Your angels are around you. Your guides are looking over you. You might not be with someone at the moment, or if you are, you don't feel supported. And there's love being offered to you, like family and friends are offering you love, but it's not really the sort of love you want. So that's the first card. The next card talks about some sort of battle over something that you want. So in this pack, the Golden Fleece, because I read from the Mythic pack. So in this pack, the Golden Fleece, I don't know if you can see that there. Two people are fighting over something. Or this has come up before if, say, a couple are looking for, a bank loan or something, whatever. There's something that you're having to battle to get that you want. The following card is basically money and means, so you're comfortable, you're not going without, so you're secure in your base financially. The following card talks about new ways of thinking coming in, so you're going to, your beliefs are changing, which means your thinking is changing, which means, whatever vibrational level you're on, that's changing. So that doesn't always suit, hang on, that doesn't always suit the people around you. So as you change, sometimes people don't like that. So that therefore then could be the battles and arguments and just these changes are just going to come in. The following card talks about the Ace of Cups. So there's some heartfelt wish that you have, but this basically says it's going to come true. So whatever it is that you're hoping for will come true. I think I might just, hang on a sec guys, I'll just shut this curtain. It's a little bit hard when you've got a big bulb of light in your face, so I'll just shut that. I don't know if you can see my hound down there. Okay, so, that's a bit better. I haven't got that big light in my face. Yeah, so the next card is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords means it's actually a hope card, but at this point there's that feeling of total exhaustion. You've kept all the crap at bay. In other words, people that have, tried to bring you down. And your guardian angels have been fighting with you along the way, but now you're exhausted. But from now, you can move forward and heal. So the card after that is the Three of Wands, which is some sort of monetary gift or job offer. There's an offer that you're not sure if you want to take or not. I don't know if you can see that. So someone higher is offering you something, and you're not sure if you want it or not, but that's up to you. Now, in terms of if that's to do with work, I'll just pull a life path card. 3. So trust. The life path card is saying trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career. So if that is relative to a career, that's saying trust. If there's any sort of romantic questions you may have, the answer is calling in your soulmate. So your prayers, affirmations and visualizations help bring you closer and all together. So, the moment people, when you want, that person in your life, you have to put out to the universe the qualities you want, what it is you're after, and, you've got to talk to them. You've got to let them know what you want for it to manifest. So that's for you, Doug. So that was for Luke. Okay, my brain feels a bit fuzzy at the moment, so I've blessed the room, lit the candles, had the incense burning, but I get nervous when I come in here, so anyway. So there's Maddie Walker, she's new, hello to Ali, hello Jessica, you can ask a question, Jessica. Okay, so Sally, can you please pull a card or two for me? I'm having a really hard time making a decision. Absolutely, darling. Well, just off the bat, I'm just getting no, the time's not right now. So, okay, so the cards they've got me to pull, there's the Queen of Cups, so that's a female, so I don't know if that's you or not, but it is someone who's, very psychic, loving, very strong, spiritual person, but very strong sort of person. The following card is the Eight of Pentacles, so that's like there's money and means and lots of work and lots of growth. And then there's a King of Cups, so he, you know, whether this is you and a partner, this person could be quite moody, but love, you know, like artsy-fartsy, romantic-y sort of person, but maybe this is the partner. Now, if it's in terms of love, 1, 2, 3, codependency. So addictions are affecting your romantic life. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. And the last card, finances and career. So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So whether that codependency is because financially you can't make a move, or, you know, that's what's holding you together. But, you know, the universe is just saying trust, and they'll help you. But once again, you've got to put out into the universe what it is you want, and what you need help with, you know. And sometimes, like for me personally, if I get something, and I was talking to a woman this morning on Facebook about the same sort of situation, when you find yourself in a situation where you think you can't work it out, just say to God, I you know, surrender. I surrender to your will, because I can't get out of it. So maybe you can think of a better way out of it. So hopefully that helps, Sally. Hello, Ali. Okay. Hello, Cynthia. Ali, may I have a card, please? Yes, you sure can. What time is it over in your part of the world? I mean, I never know what time it is when I go live, because, of course, I'm in Australia, and I think most of you are all in America, so I never know what time it is over there as compared to here. Oh yes, my dog is very attentive. He's a little pain in the bum most of the time. He's sitting down there in front of the heater next to me on the floor. Okay, so this was for Ali. Now, your card, darling, is the Magician. So you're at a crossroads in your life. So right now, you choose. Whatever comes next, you choose. So everything's in balance, and, you know, it's asking you to sort of start taking notice of, you know, your psychic guidance. How you going, Smiley? Yeah, your psychic guidance, matching it up with your psychological self. So in other words, you know, follow the guidance that you're getting. And a lot of people get it, but they don't realise that it's guidance. So if you hear something on the TV or the radio, or see a book or something more than twice, it's a message. You know, if you have dreams that have something in it that you know, it's like, oh, hang on a sec, this is a message. Yeah, music, songs, you know, the most strangest times you'll be sitting there and you'll go, hang on a sec, that's speaking to me, and generally that's how spirit connect with us. But anyway, so that's the Magician. The following card talks about some sort of regret over some loss, possibly, you know, with a partner. And, you know, I suppose regret means whatever went down, you're both sorry about it and you want this person back maybe, but that's not happening. The following card is some sort of monetary offer. So it could be a job, but there is an offer for you and you're not sure if you want to take that. The following card shows a male. So this would be a very down-to-earth male. Now, he's holding a pentacle, so whether there's some sort of monetary transaction with this male, or this could be in a work situation, I don't know, but there is a male there. The following card shows the Two of Pentacles, which is money in, money out, so lots of hard work, which is, you know, how most of us live. And the last card there is showing the Six of Wands. So whatever it is you wanted, right, and you're fighting for, this suggests you've got it, you'll get it, and your peers are saying you've done a good job, and, you know, they're cheering you on. Now, I'll also pull 1, 2, 3. Now, Life Path card for you says you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. I think that's a postcard for me too, because they've been pestering me for about 10 years to write a book. So there you go. So you've got a story basically, and you need to share it. In terms of relationships, it says love yourself first. So your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So love yourself first, and, you know, that's so true, because what we believe about ourselves and what we think in terms of our worth is what we attract. And sometimes deep down, you know, the things that have been projected upon us and conditioned by example to us don't match our highest self, you know. So we need to reassess every now and again. Now, is that really true of me? Yes or no? If it's not, you pick something else better that supports you, and yeah, move along. So that's for you now. Okay, so Cynthia, you're saying for me. So if you want a reading, guys, you can just put yes, please, in your name. Okay, so Cynthia. Oh, Ontario, Canada. Oh, Western Australia. Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's okay, Sally. God bless. Oh, wow. I'd love to get over and have a look in Canada. I reckon that'd be cool. Okay. So this is for Cynthia. Right, well, first of all, it starts off with loving yourself more. So what they're saying is now's the time to love yourself, and from that, of course, then you're going to attract things that, you know, honour your higher self more. Now, the Queen of Swords is a card following that, which could be a professional woman around you. If it's not you, it's someone who could be a psychologist, a doctor, anyone who's professional, you know. So with this person, and the reason this one sort of talks about being professional is because they're not lovey-dovey and gushing with that sort of energy. They're quite icy, so that sort of talks about someone who's a professional, or you could know someone around you like that. Now, the following card is walking away from something you love. So whether this is a relationship or a job or something that you love doing, yeah, so you're walking away and feeling somewhat depressed about it, which is actually very normal, you know, response to loss. And of course you can get help for that. Now, the next card is gossip and hot air around you. So I wouldn't be buying into gossip at the moment, or I would not be gossiping about people, because of course when we do that, which is, you know, normal human behaviour in some degree, we actually get it back. So, you know, you try and stay away from that. I mean, I used to have friends that would get right into it and I'd be like, yeah, okay, bye. I'll be off. You know, I used to think, well, I'm not getting pulled into this, you know, because there's karmic stuff that happens if you do get pulled into all that sort of stuff. Now, the next card shows the Nine of Wands, which means you've got up to some challenge at the moment that you know, life's been tumultuous, it's been crazy. But there's one little hurdle. Once you get over that, everything is calm. Everything, basically, you know, for someone, and I know that sort of life because I've had it my entire life up until now. Once you get over it, you're home and hosed. Everything will be wonderful. So that's beautiful. Hang on. Okay, I just got told to pull out these cards. So there's dissipating. So whatever it is dissipating, which means it's, you know, it's moving out. So whatever the problem is, it's moving out. You're on a quest at the moment, so keep going, you know, and like I said, you will get there. Now this one here, this is the guilt card, and what I feel like looking at this is maybe you have guilt. Yeah, I feel like this is telling me that any guilt you might feel is because you feel like you either haven't I wouldn't say supported, but maybe it's to do with your mother. There may be some feeling of, you know, not, you know, basically not being what your parent wanted, you know, that type of feeling. But there's definitely some sort of guilt feeling associated with either a mother or a parental figure there. But, you know, guilt serves no one. It's not a constructive emotion. You know, test yourself out and say, look, you know, is that true? Where did that thought come from? Change your belief, you know, because it's not supporting you. So that's what I would tell you there. Now, just to top that off, I'll give you an angel card. Okay, so yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind and spiritual growth right now. So get into nature, if you can't do yoga, at least walk around in nature, that type of thing, because the elemental beings can help heal you. You get clearer insight into what to do. You know, like if you have a question in mind, go for a walk in, you know, nature somewhere, and just see what pops into your head, because that's another way that spirit can communicate with you. Okay, so this person's saying they'd recommend Edmonton and Vancouver. I imagine it would be so different from Australia, especially where I live. I mean, I basically live in a very small mining community, which many years ago now, a couple of the mines stopped working, so we sort of base our, you know, how we earn money on tourism, that type of thing. I mean, I'm an artist, but of course, you know, starving artist thing, you don't make a lot of money at it. I actually have an art page on Facebook called Robyn Rosemary Nelson Australian Artist, so if anyone's, you know, wanting to have a look at my art, they can have a look on there in the photo albums. But yeah, it's very bush-like here, you know, barren, dry. Okay, so yes, I'll do one for you, doll. So lever, okay, one for lever. There might be someone around here for you, lever. Someone, I feel like spirit's around me a little bit. So I think there's someone here for you. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles. This could be a woman at job. A woman in a job situation or at work. I told you my brain's not working right now. Anyway, so she's a very generous person, very strong, loving around you. So whether this is you or someone around you, only you know. The following card is the Death card. Now, that obviously doesn't mean actual death. So something is ending. You still have family and friends offering you support and supporting you. But whatever's, you know, however the status quo has been, which looks here, you know, it's been barren, cold, you know, you feel alone, that's ending. So there'll be growth and abundance and, you know, support coming. The following card talks about the Two of Swords. So there's been arguments around you. Whoever this is arguing around you, you're not wanting to hear it. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to get involved in this, right? Now, the next card's the angel saying you need to step back and choose where you put your energy. So at the moment, you're putting it in too many, channeling in too many areas. You need to pull back and just focus on one area. And by doing that, you've got more power, because, of course, when you have too much on and put your energy into too many projects, none of them are as good as what you could do if you put it all into one. So that's that one. The beliefs and thoughts about everything, I suppose, are changing, and because they're changing, what you've built up to protect yourself around you is going to come crumbling down. Now, that's a good thing, because you can reassess what's good for you and what's not good for you. I think there's definitely someone here, because I can feel someone touching my head here. So there's definitely someone around you helping you and looking out for you. Okay, so with this change coming in, you know, try not to be afraid, because it just gives you a new chance to reassess what you want in your life, what supports you, you know, where you're going, all of that. So that's good. The following card is the Knight of Cups. So that's a male. So he would be a romantic sort of fellow, but there's a male coming in. Now, let's have a look, see what the romance cards say. Free yourself. So it's time to take back control of your life. So whether that's relevant to this male, I mean, I had a very possessive stalker ex-husband, and he, you know, stalked me for 10 years. So time to take back control. And I have two daughters, 26 and 29, and the most important thing to me is that they have their freedom, you know, so that you have free choice. You choose what you accept from someone, and, you know, don't be a doormat for anyone. Now, the next card on that, from that, this could be the one. So you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So this was the Knight of Cups. So whether this is a man coming in, only you know that, but that's for you, doll. So I hope that gives you some idea on something. And these readings, I mean, I can do a reading on someone, like it could happen the next day or it could be 6 months down the track. So, you know, I would say to people, it's just a guide, you know, put it into the back of your mind, and when it comes up, if it comes up, you're forewarned, and it's like, okay. So that's how I would, you know, treat these. Okay, so Smiley, so Louise. How you going, love? I'll do one for you. Okay, so this is for Louise. Okay, so this starts off with new ways of thinking coming in, and I think that sort of applies to everybody at the moment with, you know, all the COVID hoo-ha and the governmental, you know, all the shit coming out basically that people are like, you know, obviously going to be more and more surprised the more research you do, and I've been studying all that sort of stuff. Well, for 10 years I've kept a page with all of these sorts of theories on, which is Universal Whispers on Facebook, but discussing those things for at least 10 years prior with, you know, psychics and whatever. So, yeah, so everybody's in a place where it's like, it's all very interesting. There's so much information out there. You know, we're all sort of getting turned on and tuned into all sorts of things. So anyway, new ways of thinking coming in, which could cause arguments because naturally, you know, people are all evolve at different rates. You know, we're all on different vibrational levels. So, you know, that's fine. You can, and what I say to people is when they talk to you and they think that by talking to you they're making you believe what they're saying, I'll just sort of will say, well, thanks for that, you know, that's your opinion and that's interesting, you know, but you don't have to take it on board. Now the next card is the Four of Wands. So there's some sort of, you know, if this, I you know, feel this could be a work situation, you're being supported by your peers and you feel very like you've done a good job and you're pleased and contented with what's happening there. And when I say job, they can also, you know, wands can also represent where you put your passion, so where you put your energy. So if it's not a job, like because I did years of voluntary work, it's wherever you're putting your energy. Now the following card is the Six of Pentacles, and this is some sort of monetary gift or offer or something where you're getting some money, but it's not from the usual source of your revenue, you know, whatever you do normally. Now the Nine of Swords is something being said, or you're sort of feeling somewhat attacked and you're not wanting to hear it. So, you know, that could be anything. It could be medical, could be a work situation, a personal situation. Only you know that, but basically suggests it's something you don't want to hear. The next card is the Eight of Pentacles. So there's lots of work, growth, money, so you're not without. The following card is the Chariot. So there's movement forward now into a more mature stage. It could obviously indicate travel, could mean that there's hiccups and delays to do with travel. And on the most basic level, it could be, you know, there's a problem with your car. Now, the Two of Cups is the last card here that's saying that at the moment you feel like your hands are tied. So whatever situation you're in, you feel like you can't make a choice or move because you feel that you can't. For whatever reason, you feel like you can't move on this. Your guardian angel is around you, right, supporting you. There is growth in this situation and things seem super crazy at the moment, but, hang on. Okay, so the following card was the Devil. So that's basically saying to love yourself more, that also if there's something that's happening that's, I mean, I could have looked at this back in the day and gone, oh yeah, well, that's my ex-husband, you know. But apart from that, it could be sort of a behaviour that you're using to comfort yourself. You know, like for me back in the day, it would have been spending money on credit cards and, you know, to comfort myself, and then that's a nasty cycle. So whatever it is, but on another level, it's loving yourself as a natural person and you're okay, that type of thing. So whether that's referring to someone around you or some of your behaviours, only you know that. Now, the Angel card is, you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. So that's Aurora. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Okay, so you're flying high right now. So that's the angel message. And basically, you know, don't descend because of other people. Keep going because you will end up being an inspiration to other people. You know, and sometimes that takes a while. You know, you've got to be ready. And I tell everybody, and I know myself, the hardest thing is making the decision to make a change. Once you've made the decision, generally I find, you know, everything falls into place, and if the timing is right, you know, it's all go. But it's that niggling feeling of, am I making the right decision? Is this right? Or am I going to make a mistake? You know, that's not a good place to be. So you've got to sort of be confident in your choices and your gut, you know, telling you what you need, basically. Okay. So now, I don't know what your name is. It's Dan IJSM. These are free, love. You know, of course, people make donations with gifts, but it's free, darling. So I'll do you a reading. I mean, I do paid readings. You just have to book me if you're interested. 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I usually come on here for an hour, hour and a half. But when you book in for a reading, it's basically like this. I sit on this side of the camera, you're on that side of the camera, and it's at least an hour just on you. So, you know, I tune right into you individually. Okay, so for you, Danny JSM, right? Don't mind the dog barking. So it starts off with a lover's card. So there's some choice here, right, to do with either love or just in general a choice. You've got more than one choice. So this talks about really looking into it. Now, if it was a lover, say, and you know, you've got a choice of two people, how do you feel with either or, you know? So how do you feel about yourself when you're with whichever person, you know? Because that's the most important thing. You've got to feel authentic, feel accepted as you are. You know, there's no use walking around on eggshells, and I've been there, done that. It's not much fun, I can tell you. So, okay, so there's a choice between lovers there, if it's not a choice between two other options or something. The following card is Temperance, so wanting harmony or trying to create more harmony. The next card is some sort of offer. It could be a job offer, so someone hires offering you something that you're not sure whether to take this or not, but it looks like that's a job offer. You also at the moment have somewhat gossip and hot air around you, and maybe some arguments around you. Things are a little bit icy. Now the next card's the Hanged Man, so that's a time like of waiting for the next step, waiting for the next thing to come in. And you know, it's a horrible feeling, but usually what happens is on a vibrationary level, whatever you're vibrating at, when you go to a higher level, you've got to recalibrate. And of course, whoever's vibrating with you at this level falls away, and then you realign with people who are on the similar vibration. So the next card shows walking away from something you love, so whether that's a person, a job, or whatever, but there's this walking away. So often that comes with a slight depression, which is normal, psychologically speaking. Guides are watching over you. Now the angel card for you today is no conditions aren't favourable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you. So okay, so if you're looking at something or someone and you're thinking, this is saying not right now, just wait and look into things a little bit more, because the timing isn't right. And then the next card is saying, I'm leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen to and follow the steps I'm communicating through your intuition, thoughts and dreams. So that's for you. Now I have to say that my dog Zibby loves to bark, and of course I've got some noisy neighbours at the moment, so when I got on here the kids were screaming. I had to shut the window because all you could hear was screaming, and it sounds like he's doing some gardening in his front yard. But anyway, okay, so that was for you, Danny. Yep. Okay, good. Now, Trey Lee, 303. Okay, now Cynthia's asking when I go live next. I sort of go live once a week, and I sort of don't plan it because it's up to spirit. Like I was going to go live the other day and I got channeled, not today. Well, as it ended up, I ended up going out and meeting someone out that needed a hand. So sort of God uses you in a way that he puts you where he needs you. So what I could do is like actually message you maybe, in which case I better write your name down. Got a brain like a sieve at the moment. I'm 55 now, just turned 55 this year. And yeah, unless I keep a note, I don't really remember. So C-Y-N, Thea. E-A-E, S-S-O. Okay, so next live. Message. There you go. Okay, now I can't obviously do that for everyone, but I'll do that for you, Doc. Okay, so no worries, babe. Now, did I pick someone out just then? I forgot. Trey Lee. Okay. Okay, so Trey Lee, before I forget. I mean, I used to try and read everything as it flipped up, but it's too hard. So basically, I, as you've noticed, concentrate on the reading because, of course, you've got to pull in whatever energy you need. So I'm only sort of seeing what's in front of me when I look up. So, you know, I could be missing people, but hey, unfortunately, that's how it works. Because, for example, like that's saying I've got 41 new messages, and what will happen, we'll just go boop. So anyway, I'm focusing on what I can see. So, okay, so for Trey Lee at the moment here, you've got movement forward, and this is a Knight of Wands. So whether this is with a male or in a work situation, because as an energy, it can be that moving on, sort of in battle armor type of feeling, but it also could be a male, and I usually see Wands as work or where you're putting your passion. So there's a Knight of Wands, that starts there. The next one is the Four of Swords. Okay, now I'm also being told, which I don't know if most people know this, but when you have a reading, sometimes what can happen is you can actually be tuning into someone around them that might need to know something. So it's the universe's way of giving whomever the information they need. So this could even be someone around you. Okay, so the following card is the Four of Swords. So this could be a medical procedure, like an operation. It could mean needing to retreat and get away from things, you know. Just getting out into the bush or, you know, wherever you live, you know, nature. But to get away, seek a psychologist or some sort of medical help. But it's basically talking about supporting yourself and looking after yourself. Now, the following card is the King of Swords. So I see him as a lawyer or some professional person also. Could be a bank manager, but I sort of feel like there's some sort of justice wanted here. Now, the following card is talking about stepping back and putting your energy into one place instead of, you know, 10 different spots, and choose what you want next. And what often happens is, like, I've been listening to guidance from upstairs for 23 years, but in that time, because I was used to surviving and not thinking about, you know, what I could have in the world, just survival, I never sort of gave the universe a plan. So I would, you know, a couple of years ago now, it was like, Robyn, you've got to tell us what you want. And I'm thinking, I don't get up and get into the day like that, so I don't think about that. So basically this message is sort of saying, let them know what you want, but then once you decide, put all your energy into that spot, you know, because you can't be everything to everybody, and you can't do a million things and do well at a million things. You can do really well at one or two things, but you know what I'm saying. So the following card is the Knight of Cups. So this is a male, so this could be a male around you, someone that you love or that has feelings for you. Now there is, or at least that you're connected to. The next one's a Queen of Swords. Now she could be a psychologist, she could be a lawyer, or, you know, a doctor, someone who's very sort of icy and cold. So, or it could be a person around you like that, but someone who'd be very sort of cold. I mean, as you can see from the photograph or the picture, you know, there's barren, icy hills in the background, sort of barren around her. The sword means sort of arguments. There could be a loss of emotion regards to this person, because water's emotion. So, but anyway, you'll know in your gut who it is. The following card is the Five of Wands, so there's a battle over something you want. So whether this is in a work situation or a home situation, only you know. Now we'll pull out a relationship card and see what we've got there. And relationships don't have to be romantic, it can be anything. But okay, so this is saying playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So be happy. You know, the more happy you are, the more you attract. In terms of life path, it says let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Okay, so, you know, like for me in the past, sometimes as an empathic sort of person and a healer at heart, you know, you choose souls that you think, oh, I can really help this person or heal this person. Sometimes people are too damaged and you can't. So, and it doesn't even have to be a partner, whatever situation, if that's the life lesson they've chosen and they do not want help or whatever, or it's damaging to you, you just have to walk away. And there've been situations I've actually been told, let it go. Just, it's not your path, you know, and that can be really hard if you love the person. And even with animals, I've loved animals that other people have owned, and it's like, nah, you've got to let it go. And I'm like, fine. So it's not easy. So, AFL bros, oh, thank you, I love you too. So, let me see who else we've got here. Just go back up here. Okay, so hello to Sarah. She's from the UK. That's okay, Danny. No worries. Trailer, yeah. Good afternoon, Tanya. How you going, love? How you going, Dove? I've done you before, haven't I? I'll do you another one, that's fine, because naturally there's different messages that come through. Okay, so Dove. You know who you are. There's a bit more than that. What's it, Dove Marie something or other? Okay, so the first card here is feelings of nostalgia. So it's like, it would be a feeling of sitting on your own or feeling alone and, you know, thinking about either somebody from the past or something you've done. I mean, I probably get the feeling it's more like you're probably thinking about someone from the past. You know, there's been love, a bit like me. I mean, I've been engaged 4 times, and okay, some of them, like one of them I wouldn't even count, if you like, but it might be sitting there thinking about things from the past or people, but it also could mean that someone from your past is actually going to come back into your present. So keep an eye on that. The next one's moving away or leaving a home situation or a work situation, not feeling good about that, but you've had to leave it. So whether that's connected to the nostalgia, you know, only you'll know, but I know myself, when you've, you know, either divorced or separated from someone, you do think about these things. Your guides are watching over you. Now the next is lots of work, money, growth, etc. And everything we experience, we actually do choose it before we come here as soul, because the people that we engage with on a soul level and have relationships with, we've agreed before we come here with their soul to experience whatever it is to do with love and emotion, because planet Earth is the planet where we come to gain those insights and that growth. And of course, everything that we learn as a combined consciousness evolves the combined consciousness and us as a species, right? So anyway, so let's have a look, see what you've got in the love department here. So it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And love is the highest energy. You can't get any higher than that. Although it says that, right, it's safe for you to love, it does bring up a separation card. So whether this is talking about the moving away, which was in there, you've left someone, because it's saying time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So I'd be looking at that thinking maybe there's a separation, but it's now safe for you to love. So moving on and loving someone else. Because as I said before, you know, we have these connections, but if you have learnt what you need to learn from that relationship, it's done. There's no more growth. So, you know, there's nothing there. So that's then when you bring in the next you know, lesson to do with love and emotion. And, you know, as I say to my girls, you don't have to be with a partner. I mean, life is, you know, an adventure that you don't have to be with someone else, you know. And you may have quite a few partners along the way. It's whatever your soul is seeking in terms of growth, you know. That's what you attract, you know. But anyone we do connect to, you know, romantically, we have agreed prior that, you know, we're going to learn something from that person. Now, Hope Lily, I think I've read for you before too, if I remember. Okay, so for you, Hope Lily, we have... Pick the cards up. I've definitely got healer hands. I've got very big hands, and it's like, you know, fumble. Okay, so the Three of Cups is the first one. So you're feeling isolated, like there might not be that love, that person there with you. Your guardian angels are definitely around you. There's guides watching over you. But your family and friends are supporting you. They have love, but maybe it's just not the love you want. The next card talks about loving yourself more. So you need to fall in love with yourself first. The following card is the Four of Cups. So there's people around you, whether it's at work or at home, you know, and they're talking in your ear, and okay, there might be some love there, but it's not what, you know, it's just dissatisfied. It's not what you're after. The next card's the Fool. So there's some sort of thing that you want to try that's different than the norm for you. But this will bring growth, and it will lead to a brighter future, but you might feel funny about doing this. So there's something new that you're thinking about doing. Now the next is the Nine of Cups. So there's definitely sort of some part wish fulfillment that you've had. This is talking about that. So you're wishing for something. Your guardian angels, like I said, they're supporting you, but maybe you haven't got that person there at this very second, and you're feeling, you know, isolated and alone because of that. But this is bringing about some growth. You know, like I said, it's all about timing. You know, if we need to sort of shift our energetic level before we get to a level where we're going to attract what's really best for us, you know, there's that in-between time where we might, you know, have something with someone that's not forever, but it is actually creating an opportunity to grow and get to that next level. Okay, so this next card says you deserve love and you are lovable. So just know, you know, you absolutely are lovable. There's nothing wrong with you, and, you know, just put out to the universe what you want and do the work, and eventually you'll get there. So that was for Hope Lily. Now, okay, so one of the ladies I just did a reading for says she's actually heading out to nature on Monday for a camping trip. I mean, when I was a child, my father was into gems and he was an opal miner, so we got dragged around as kids to the most horrendous places. So now as an adult, the idea of camping is horrible to me, you know, plus with lots of health issues, you know, but it is lovely, you know, if you enjoy that sort of lifestyle, it's fabulous. So have a great time. And also, if you forget any of this, this is Trey Lee I'm talking to, I'll post this on my YouTube channel, and if you go, you know, if you look at that, where my name and everything is on TikTok, underneath there's a little arrow, you press that, that takes you to my YouTube channel. Anyway, there you go. So Savlin, hello from Ohio. Yes. Now, Tanya Ryan. Yep, absolutely. Sarah, I am a medium, but it's only if they want to come through, and I don't get a lot of it just depends, completely depends on the situation. You know, I've had them come through and I'm sort of all of a sudden I'm like actually filled with that person, or I can pick them up and know they're in the room, or, you know, I might see in my mind's eye the person or what they're wearing or whatever. It's so, you know, it's really dependent upon what the person needs. And I'm not someone that if there's no one there, I'll say, oh, so-and-so's here, because I don't do that. I think that's morally deplorable. But yeah, so probably something like that is more, you know, when you have a private reading with someone, you can tune in properly, because of course if you've got, you know, a couple of hundred people on here, it's only little spits and spats, because, you know, you can't, you know, truly, completely tune in. Pam Sears, who's also on TikTok, she does mediumistic work and is very good at it, and she also does private sessions, so you could check her out. But anyway, so Tanya Ryan, Tanya Ryan. Okay, so we start off with the King of Swords. So once again, this could be a lawyer or a doctor or someone professional. I mean, often I see this as a lawyer, but like he's someone professional. So there's not much love around him, if you like. He's very cold, but there's that, unless you know a male that's that type of person. The following card is the Two of Pentacles. So it's money in, money out, lots of work, you know. So that's good, because in these current times, there's a lot of people who wish they had work. Now, the following one is the Sun. So that's great. That's parties, happiness, joy, you know, all the beautiful things that you desire and want. That's what that represents. Now, the following card is the Nine of Swords. So that's like there's something at the moment that you're not wanting to hear. There's a message that you're getting that, you know, whether it's people around you or, you know, people trying to bring you down, you're not wanting to hear this message or this, whatever it is. Now, the next one is moving forward in terms of work. It's a Page of Wands. I usually see that as that scenario. The page could also represent a young male, but I see that as moving forward in terms of work to a brighter future. Now, the Three of Wands is some sort of monetary, well, a job offer, some sort of offer to do with finances. So, you know, only you know what that is. Okay, so life path card. Okay, your life purpose involves helping, teaching and healing children. I mean, I was told that was part of my work too. And I did, you know, 3 years voluntary at a school and, you know, whatever. But that's fabulous. And even if it's only children around you, like my daughter at the moment's fostering 2 little kids, and, you know, when I've been in their company, it's like between healing on them till they're just about frying me. But yeah, so that's your reading, love. Nancy, Kirsten, okay, did that one. So Sarah Luke, you want a reading or? Anyway, there's too many people here. I'll just pull a few cards for you, love. So this is Sarah Luke. What cards they're giving me. Okay, so this is what they've given for me for you. Okay, so Sarah Luke starts off 3 of Pentacles. So there's some sort of job offers here, or some offers of money. But I see that as job offers. So you're not sure which one to take, but you've got more than one option there. Things that you believe or formerly have believed, and you know, everything you've built up to protect yourself is going to come crumbling down. Lightning flashes of what you believe, etc. Things at the moment might seem tumultuous, but hang on, because you can change. You can sort of decide to make changes about what you want in your life, who you are, all the rest of it from that point. Now, the Knight of Swords is movement forward. Now, Knight is a male, so you could be moving, actually, like residentially moving with a partner and or yourself, but things in this picture are icy. So whether this is, you know, whether there's a man in your life that things are a little bit, you know, off with at the moment, arguments and or fighting, but I sort of often as an energy see this as a residential move. The Queen of Cups is a female who's into all the esoteric stuff, very psychic, very strong, art, you know, very arty, etc. So if that's not you, that's a woman around you. Now, the first card here they've told me to pull out is like attracts like. So if you long for more love, be more loving. The following card is you are a light worker, so God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. So send love, you know, send love out. Practice, polish your skills by practicing regularly and forgiving and learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. And absolutely, if we heal the traumas of our childhood, and that's not just childhood, because we bring a lot of that stuff in from past lives, and I've done many years of past life work, and I do clearing in my actual hands-on healings and stuff like that. Once you've healed those things, you don't have to go through those lessons anymore. So you're not constantly being thrown scenarios which basically have the same lesson in. So of course, once you heal that stuff, and anything you heal now, because time is linear, so there's past, present, future all working at the same time, I say when I do healing work that the healing energy goes in all directions of time. So it's in the moment, it's in the past, and in the future all at that same time. So, you know, whatever you do for yourself now to heal is going to affect past and future lives, as well as this life. And you know, if you've got children, that also helps them release things from their situations as well. You know, it's good for everyone basically. Okay, so that's for you, darling. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Hang on. Oh, hello, Kirsten. My daughter lives in Adelaide. So, okay, so FXCK, that's the Kirsten I'm talking to. Now, just even to start with, I know it's very hard when you feel like, because, I mean, I have a sister that used to do the same thing. Why is all this bad stuff happening to me? Blah, 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 all the time. But the trouble is, when you focus on that and say that, you're actually perpetuating it. So, you have to get that out of your head, you know. That's just to start with. So I suppose then it's filling your head with putting out into the universe what you do want, right? So, and then saying, I am blessed with the perfect job for me. I am blessed with, you know, the perfect partner for me. I am abundantly blessed always in all ways, you know. It's just a new way of thinking. And I, in the past, had sort of like an OCD negative thought pattern in my head, the way I'd been brought up. And, you know, there were abuses and rapes and all sorts of horrible things in the past, you know, for a long time, you know. And I had to let myself know that I was worthy of love and the good stuff, right? And then had to retrain my thoughts, because I had the worst person in the world for me was me inside my head. So it took me, you know, probably 12 months or more. I have a Facebook page, Robyn Nelson, if you want to join that. I live in Broken Hill, and I post uplifting things on there, or I'm on Instagram, and I've been posting affirmations on there, because you can't do that on TikTok. So that was Psychic Medium Starseed Robyn, or Psychic Medium Robyn? I can't remember off the top of my head. Psychic Medium no, Robyn Nelson, psychic medium. Anyway, whatever, you'll find me. I'll put a link saying where it is. But anyway, if you join that one, I'm constantly sharing affirmations, which is what changes your mind and your mental talk. And eventually what happens is you put so much of that positive stuff in, it starts pushing out the negative stuff. And it worked for me, and it can work for anyone. I mean, originally for stress and anxiety, I was agoraphobic for a whole 10 years. I feel like 10 years was taken out of my life. I had specific phobias, you know, all sorts of things, you know, and I turned that all around. I was taking Valium for anxiety, and I eventually could give that up because I replaced it with positive talk. I mean, I do take a very small amount of antidepressant because I had major depression as well as anxiety issues. But, you know, I had basically the universe tell me that that was okay. It's no different to anyone else, like, you know, having another problem, physical problem, and taking medication for that. So, yeah, so I find if it makes you feel normal, then, yeah, that's okay. But if there are symptoms that you don't agree with, you know, or can't handle, then it's not for you. But you need to decide for yourself what's best for you. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we got. I mean, basically, psychologically speaking, you know, what humans classify something as, I was only talking to my daughter about this the other day, you know, bipolar could be code for starseed. You know, whatever else could be code for earth angel. You know, I mean, that's just the human labels somebody gives something. Because I do know earth angels have a lot of trouble with addictions. You know, they're so tuned into different levels of existence that it can send you crazy if you don't understand it, you know. Imagine, you know, you're a medium and all of a sudden you start channeling something else. Hello, is that schizophrenia? Maybe not. Maybe it's just you're a medium, you know. So sort of, you know, it's really, and this is why I've done a Bachelor of Psychology, but I've done this for 20 odd years. And I wanted someone that could help me back in the day when I thought I was crazy. And my favourite word for myself was that I was a freak. So, you know, when you don't fit in, there may be a reason why. So, just thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, so your reading, love, is King of Wands. There's a man around you. Could be in a work situation. So this is a king. I'm not sure on your age, but he'd probably be, I don't know, 30 plus. 10 of Pentacles, so that's the loving family, you know, support from a family. So whether that's your family or, you know, family you're from, like i.e. your parents and whatever, or your children and your family. The next card is the Six of Pentacles, so that's like some sort of monetary offer, a gift of money that's not the normal strain of money for you. The next is the Page of Pentacles, so usually I read, like it could be a young male, but I read that generally as a new job that will bring growth and more money. Now there's a woman around you, the Queen of Wands. I'm getting told these are probably your parents. Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles, so she's loving, beautiful. So I don't know if you work with them or not, but I feel like they're your parents. Okay, so there's a couple there. I feel like they're your parents. Now the Hermit is time to step back and work through what no longer serves you. So if there are things that don't make you feel any good, it's time to cut that away, you know. The guides are watching over you, but it's definitely a time where your energy may have changed, and because you're on a different vibration now, you've got to stand back, recalibrate, cut away what doesn't, and you know, for me, with that, anyone that makes you feel sick in the gut or anything that makes you go, you know, then that's not for you. That's your body saying, no, this is not an energetic match anymore. The following card is the Moon. So there's something at the moment where you're feeling confused, not sure which way to go. You know, there's a loss of emotion. It's not a good time to make choices about anything in particular. Now, if I've just been told... Okay, leadership. So whatever this situation is, this is saying take charge of it. So, you know, obviously you have leadership qualities, and the angels are saying it's time for you to, here we go, to do what you need to do. And then this one here is saying back to what you love. So re-evaluate your desires. So because you are confused, like really think about what you want in your life. That's this card here saying to reevaluate your desires. So basically maybe you've had this wish fulfillment thing floating around your head for a while. Maybe you don't want them anymore. Sit down and think, what do I really want? And I mean, we all have to do that. I mean, I'm at that point in my life right now, because if you don't choose the next step in what you currently want, life becomes a bit stagnant, you know, and then it's that sense of just existing, and really there's nothing to be learned being in a situation where you feel like you're just existing. You know. Okay, so thank you, Sarah. Beautiful soul. Thank you, love. Thanks, guys. Been called special, that's nice. Actually, I used to have a joke with my kids when, you know, they were younger. I'd say to them, yeah, I'm special, all right. But I would actually say it sort of in a negative way, you know. But yeah, funny. So I'm special now, yeah, I'm very special, but I used to think, oh, I was special, all right. So Avery, I would absolutely love a reading. I'm leaning toward knowing about a specific love interest. Okay, I'll get these ones here. I mean, first of all, I would like to say that, you know, seriously, if you're not sure, you really have to go with your gut. You know, you sort of, you don't ask a stranger, you sort of meet them and just see how you feel around them, and, you know, because I'm probably not the best person in the world to ask about those things, given I've had quite a few relationships. But, you know, as I said, and I said to my daughter the other day as well, when you're on a fast track for your soul to evolve and learn, there aren't many people that could keep up with you all that way along. So you meet who you need at any given time to learn and grow. So when that growth is done, then you move along, and if they haven't moved along with you, there's nothing to share. So, you know, and a lot of people do stay with partners like that because they're afraid to either be alone or for whatever reason. But that's then, like I said, when it becomes stagnant and there's no growth in it, so there's no joy in it. Okay, so regards to the love cards I've just pulled out, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. This is a past life relationship. So actually, whether this card here, when it says someone from your past is returning to your life, and this is saying past life relationship, it could actually mean also it's a new person, but you've known them in a past life. You have known each other before. There's chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction, and it's time to take back control of your life and free yourself. And I think that's a gorgeous reading, that one. Lovely. Okay. So let's have a look. So that was for Avery. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Okay, Trinity Fazar. My daughter bought me this. Oh, hang on, where are we? Years and years ago. It's not expensive, but it's an owl with lovely little jewels on it. You know, little girl buys for her mummy. And I've had it for ages, but I haven't. There's matching earrings. Sort of, where are we? This way. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, I think you can sort of see the colours on there. But anyway, that's from my daughter. She's so cute. Anyway, okay, so this is a reading for you, love. Now I've lost you. Where are you? Oh, look, you wouldn't even believe what I've been through, Avery. Child sexual abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, you know, mood disorders from that. or mood disordered thinking, depression of all kinds, single mum, because the father, when I was 5 weeks pregnant, didn't want to stick around, so basically I said, see you later. Married someone who then was in a past life with me who had killed me in that life. Yes, only stayed with him for 12 months, then he stalked me for 10 years. Rapes, all sorts of situations, you know, in my life. And then, of course, being a single mum with 2 daughters for, my youngest daughter left home at 19, so what's that, 22 years of being at home with children on my own to bring up. Anyway, got through all of that, and that's why I'm very empathic to a lot of people. But like every relationship I've had, there's been a past life connection, and I wasn't obviously given that information to start with. But as I grew, and my psychic connection strengthened, and I did that past life work, over time I've been given what each one was to me before. It's just very interesting. And of course you can have it within your family. You've got like, for example, my 2 girls, they've been partners in a past life, like husband and wife. I think they've been twins in a past life. My ex-husband, who was my second daughter's father, because I've got 2 children, 2 different fathers. My youngest daughter, her father in this life was the eldest daughter's father in another life. So, if you can step back from that, and I can, and be very matter of fact about things, it blows your mind. It really is so interesting. But most people don't need to know that information, because if they did, they couldn't have an in-the-moment relationship in terms of love, feelings and emotion in that moment. You'd be too caught up in what you were before, and that would affect how you relate to the person, but it's really amazing. I mean, I will eventually write a book, but even that, you sort of think to yourself, well, I can't write this or that, or and I basically did the Bachelor of Psychology because I thought, well, I don't want to be considered insane, so if I do that, then at least they know I have some intelligence. But I really do prefer this, spirituality is my passion. It's not really, it's really, like, it's just my total passion. Okay, so back, I just found you again. Trinity, right. You want a reading? I've lost you there for a minute. Trinity. I feel like I've been on here for a while now. It's getting dark outside. Okay, so the first card is the Emperor. So the Emperor is basically having qualities of leadership, new ways of thinking, lightning strikes, flashes of changes of how you're thinking. The world is in your grasp. You really have a keen eye for what it is you want. You are cloaked in protection, spiritually speaking, but it's having those that energy of being in control, leadership. Now, the following card is the Ten of Wands. So whatever work situation you're in, or whatever you're doing with yourself, you have taken on so much that you are completely exhausted. You're so close to what you want, but you've taken on too much. So you need to start delegating because it's too much for you, darling. Now, the next card shows walking away from what was quite depressing and arguments. I see rubble, darkness, but you're walking away from that now, so thank God. The next card, the Eight of Swords, is you've kept all the negativity at bay and all the nastiness that's been, come up to try and usurp you. Now, the Sun God is looking down on you now, saying choose the next step. So as I was saying earlier, you need to put out into your conscious mind, the forefront of your mind, what you want next, and then the universe can bring it to you. The following card is the Devil card, and once again, that can be just, maybe some sort of dependency on something, a crutch of some kind, or accepting that you're okay as you are and you're just natural. The following card is the Empress, so that's cycles. Life works in cycles. If you're a young woman, it could also mean a baby. It's a birthing card, so birthing of ideas or some sort of venture or a child, but that's the Empress, that's what that means, harvesting. The following card is something new that you're thinking of doing that may bring growth. You haven't done it before, so you're a bit nervous about it, but give it a go. Okay, so I'll just pick out. All right, so in terms of life path, this is showing artists. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Well, I know personally, because I'm an artist as well. I've got an art page on Facebook, Robyn Rosemary Nelson, Australian artist. Now, that can be meditative. So if you're not someone who can lie down and get into a meditation, art is great. It's also great for healing. You know, I used to find that I'd create art pieces and they'd actually be like, they'd tell the future in some way, and then later on I'd look back and go, oh my God. And it almost made me stop creating, because I was like, oh my God, what am I going to come out with next, you know? And also you might get things from past lives coming through. Even as a child, I used to draw. I can remember drawing the one I said where my husband killed me in a past life. That was in a castle, and like, okay, they're not Flash, and I was, you know, wearing the long gown and whatever. Anyway, pushed me over a wooden table and shoved a sword up my gut. So, you know, it wasn't very pleasant. But as a child, I used to draw castles, and I used to think, why am I drawing castles, you know? And I've, you know, whichever life I had lived in as a child, I would draw these things, because children are so in tune from where they've just come from, you know. So it's really interesting. Anyway, the next one for you is writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. So that's lovely. And time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So for everybody now, we really need to be putting out what we truly want as individuals, not what we think our parents want us to be, or children, or whatever. You know, if you've got adult children, what is your true inner desires, you know? And start putting them out there, because the more joyful we are, the more we elevate the consciousness of the planet and the light in this world. So that's yours. Hang on. Thanks for the lollipop. I'm on a diet now, I can't eat them now. Just flick it up. How old is my daughter? 26 and 29. Yeah, they're beautiful. Oh, good. Okay, so Avery, good. There you go. Maybe that'll go somewhere, love. Jenny Liz. Yes, but naturally when you're in that situation, you really have to stick to your guns. And, you know, I used to say to my ex, you do what you have to do and I'll do what I have to do. So yes, you will get justice. So someone's asking, how do you find out about past lives? Right, well, back in the day, so say 20 years ago, it was sort of considered the thing to do to go to a healer, be regressed, have past life situations come up and heal them, right? So I, you know, used to find that, like, why am I seeing like a devil type thing, or why am I seeing a big snake, you know? And I'd be like, you know, a bit sort of, I don't know about this. Anyway, so I had something like 20 lives at one stage floating up around in my head, you know, and they were all pretty gruesome, the endings of them. And so what I was told by Spirit was, no, that's not good to do it that way, because when you go poking around there and you're pulling up trauma, when you're in a state of trauma or depression, that's when negative entities can incarnate into your body, right? That's the only way they can get in. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's interesting. And I was told to write a book and tell people about it, which, because I haven't done that yet, but anyway, but I will verbally tell people. So for me, when I've done it that way, where I've got in and, you know, healers pulled up whatever. I've also had them come up in the dream state when I've asked, like, for example, you know, if you're having a terrible time, like I was with the ex at the time, I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand. And then when you dream, and a house may represent you, right? So a window might be eyes. So I had this dream, in the dream, and I'd asked about the connection to the ex-husband. There was a house and there was a window, so it's me and looking out. And of course, my ex-husband's face was like, on the window and not wanting me to see through. And I'm like, geez, I don't know what that means. Anyway, from there, it flashed into a past life. So that's where I got the past life scenario where, I'm in this castle and the information, I got more information later, but basically he was jealous, thought I was cheating on him, which of course I wasn't. And that actual feeling for him came through in this life. Never did, but he had those issues, right? So anyway, so he killed me with his sword, then went over to because I'd had a baby, and of course he mustn't have thought it was his, went over to the cot and strangled the baby. Well, in real life here, my daughter was in her bedroom making these strangling, like gurgling noises, and I was like, I don't understand, and this one prayed to God, can you show me what it is? So of course then this came out. So that was me asking my angels, why is this happening now? What's this scenario? So I got that up, and then eventually, because then that can be sort of at least understood on a conscious level and healed, right? So that was one way. And like I said, so in the dream state, you can have past life stuff come up. Certain people who are in tune can either see it around you or see you in a certain, like I might do a reading on someone and see them, like I did the last reading I did face to face. I'm looking at this woman and I'm like, oh, I can see that you were a seamstress in a past life in England, because it's like you can see them, in your mind, looking at them. It's like you just can see it. So no story attached, just that's it. When I did clear a lot of past lives, I was getting like visual images of what they'd been through, and I'm like, was that bloody gory? But when you look back in history, things weren't very nice. So I said to God, look, just give me the name. I don't want to see everything, So you don't need to know all the details to be able to heal someone from something. But when I'm doing a hands-on healing, if they get up on the, and the thing is, you only get healing and released from things when you're ready. So over a lifetime, you'll have certain things come up, you'll heal them, then you have something else come up. And more often than not, the people around you are sort of like reenacting some things that you haven't dealt with in these other lives, so that you can then attack it from a different, perspective and heal it, basically. And then you move on to the next thing. So yeah, in the dream state, healers can pick that information up, can see it in your, your own dream state. I wouldn't go searching, like I said, I wouldn't go looking for things if you don't need to, because supposedly our current life now, what we're in right now, is the culmination of all our lives. So that is the most important life. So the more you can do to make your life great now, that ripples out in past, future lives, so when I do hands-on, if something comes up, I don't get like this long drawn out thing. I was doing a healing on my daughter there one day, and it was like, okay, she'd had feelings for someone in this life who, when I did the healing, was picking up it was from a past life, and that's why she was stuck on him, although she wasn't in a proper relationship with him. She just had these strong feelings. And so I literally got guided to open her heart, let this out, heal her heart, put that back together, and so forth. So, certain healers can help you with that sort of thing. But like I said, I wouldn't go, you might have immediate likes or dislikes for someone. That's a sign. Whether you have, you really like something in general. There's always parts of you, obviously, from those lives that come through. So you're going to remember certain things or feel comfortable with certain things. And, like, for example, I was watching this documentary years ago about these two people in America. One was African-American, one was, fair-skinned, and they were friends. And what I got was that they were siblings in a past life. So one of them had some problem with, whether it was a kidney or whatever. The other one was a match. And, it was like, they're friends, and they were siblings in a past life, and they'd come through in this life. And that's how simple it could be. Your next door neighbour could be family from what I term as before, and so forth. So, you could have a child that was, like, I've come across lots of people who, if they've been, and I know it sounds awful, but they could have been a mother and a father who've come through, and maybe a mother in that life is now with a son from a past life, because it's all about soul. It's not about anything other than soul. So, you know, so that's why I think a lot of us don't get that information, because it makes it too difficult to be in the moment and have this new, fresh experience, you know. But anyway, I could rave on about that forever. But it's fascinating. There's so many books, and if you look on YouTube, you know, there's all sorts of information and stories, you know, about that. But I'm definitely a believer. But I don't believe you should go in looking around if you don't need to. It's only when you've got something that's causing a problem in this life that's worth looking into. Thanks, the Rose, darling. Oh, okay, Jenny, artist and a writer. Excellent. Okay, I did your reading. So, lay non. We might make this the last reading. Yeah, lay non. I'm just looking here. Jenny's saying she dreams of people I've never seen. Look, same. I said to my daughter, in my dreams, I'm all different parallels of the universe. There's been alien things. There's battles in all sorts of different places. And, I mean, it's just... I was only watching a documentary yesterday about someone who was talking about how, you know, like in... what's that movie? Well, basically we're like an avatar. We are literally like an avatar, and our higher self is having experiences via that, and, you know, we can go anywhere and do whatever. And, yeah, I mean, look, if you start getting into this stuff, it can blow your mind. But I think that when you get too much into that, you sort of lose touch with the experience you're meant to be having right now in the moment. So that's not always a good thing. But regards to the dreaming, you know, if you're a medium or you're aware of spirit, yeah, you'll feel and see them around, you know. I can remember one time I just had them everywhere, and I said to my teacher at the time, I said, I feel like I'm being haunted. She said, well, you probably are. There could be people that want to say sorry for things that they've done in past lives, or people that want to get messages through, because you can imagine, like, all of us have past loved ones from this life and others wanting to support us behind what they call the veil. And if we don't get it and don't understand, they get so frustrated. So I suppose when a medium comes along, they all want to, you know, if they need to do that, because if they come through or not really depends on a lot of things. You know, if they've got the energy to do that, if you're willing to receive the message. I mean, it's so diverse, you know, but fascinating. Anyway, back to this reading, and then I think I'll leave it there, guys, because I think I've been on for a couple of hours now. You know, it's nice for a Sunday afternoon for me. I don't know what time it is over there, but I reckon it'll be at least 5 o'clock here now. Okay, so this was for... well, anyway, you know who you are. Oh, here we go. Okay, lay non. Okay, so lay on, this is the last reading for today. Look. Okay, so it starts off with the Lover's card. So there's a choice here to be made. So whether it's two people or two options of something, it's a choice card. So that's the first card. The following card is the Queen of Wands. So if this is you or someone around you, it's someone who's very strong, probably over 30 or 30 and over, loving, generous, but very strong. Now, the next card is the Five of Wands. So there's some battle over something. So someone, either you and someone else are battling and trying to get something. Now, did you say you're buying a house? Anyway, so there's something there, and that could be to do with work or wherever you're putting your passion. The next one's the Magician. So you're at a crossroads. So whatever choices you make is your choice now, and you know, it could be a completely different direction. Also starting to take more notice of your psychic messages and or guidance. Now, new ways of thinking and beliefs are going to come pouring in. Your energy's just full on. Time to cut away the crap and the people around you that no longer support you. So at the moment, there's a time of waiting. You feel like you're just hanging around, but it's a hiatus. Okay, Ten of Cups is like the perfect relationship, marriage type cards. So I'm not sure if you're in a relationship. This one's justice, so wanting justice. So hopefully this is not you wanting justice with your marital partner, but you never know, could be. So things aren't black and white. You're wanting some justice. This is a legal card. And then there's another queen, another woman around you who's very into the psychic stuff. Very sort of could be moody, esoteric, artsy, etc. So this is another woman around. So not unless there's a choice between this woman and that first woman. You will know what I've said that resonates with you. That's why it's easier when you do face-to-face. You can really discuss everything because you've got the other person giving back information. Okay, so in terms of the love cards, they've given me the card deception. So someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So look into whatever it is you need to, because someone's not being truthful. And in terms of your life path, flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. So I don't know if you do anything in terms of flowers or growing things or herbs or that type of thing, but even at the most basic, that can talk about bringing in positive energy via flowers. That's really good energy to bring into a home. And once again, you've got children. Your life purpose involves helping, teaching and healing children. Okay, so that's your reading. Okay, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's always interesting, and you know, I do sort of waffle on, but I'm a storyteller, so that's how I share information and messages, if you like, on how, you know, to help with certain situations. So yeah, God bless, and I hope you'll have a beautiful night. Well, it's night time here. I don't know what time it is over there, but I'll see you next time on the next live. Okay, this is Robyn from Australia. Okay, see you later.